One of the most important tools or SaaS products that DigSconnect uses is our CRM. And this is also this is also reflected in our budget. There's a big chunky line item that stays up at us every month for our CRM. It's not cheap to use some of the software, but it is absolutely a game changer. For us, it changed everything. We used to use like Google Sheets or like Word docs, to kind of keep track of our support. And when we first started, my phone was literally the DigSconnect support line. Greg went and took my phone number and put it on Google My Business as like the support line, and on Facebook and basically everything. And to this day, I still get people calling me being like, hey, can I have a house? But as the sophistication of your product grows, as the size of your operation grows, as the number of users on your platform grows, and you need to be more mindful about security, so of course the sophistication of your customer support needs to grow. If you're calling into a business and they don't have an entire track record of all your interactions with them, if you call into business and you've called in last week to ask for an issue, but the business doesn't know that, that's incredibly frustrating. So the reason why CRMs are so powerful is because you can track all your engagements with the user from different support team members. So let's say as you have to scale up your support team to arbitrarily large numbers as your business grows. So if you're going from, let's say, 2, 3, 4, 5 agents to 20 to 50 to 100. If you don't have account managers, or you're not assigning, a person to a particular, user or client, there's going to be just a general rotation. So we call it going into rotation, for example, where, a user will create a ticket for support. They say they need help with something, or there's a sales query. What does goes into rotation? And those become tasks on your CRM. And those tasks then go out and get divvied out to all your support agents. You also have loads of integrations. So for example, anyone who's building startups in Africa knows the importance of doing business on WhatsApp. I think one of the coolest things I've ever experienced was whenever I fly in South Africa, I normally fly SAF Air. And I do the entire experience through WhatsApp. I check in, I get my tickets, I do everything. And I've always thought that's such a cool experience, because as a business, you go into your customers are, which is on their phone, which is on WhatsApp. Like logging into other platforms or printing things out, it's just, barriers are so high to then engage with that business and their product. So you can use tools through your CRM that your customers already are using, which is really helpful and powerful. Out of water, give me a sec. The other key thing that we use our CRM for is to look at deal flows. So remember I mentioned the sales funnel? You got people that are going on your platform or they're first engaging with a product, right up to all the steps they need to take to conclude a successful purchase. And this is where Amazon is so good, because you can go from seeing a product to making a purchase in a stupidly small amount of clicks. So it's how do you get there and remove those barriers? And so on your CRM, what you will have is your deal flow stages. So then you create that yourself of all the stages that your users have to go through. And you can kind of see as users move from swim lanes. So it's very similar to having a product roadmap swim lane. You'll have your deal flow swim lane. And what you do is your development team will then automate it into your system. So it's quite cool. So you watch as your users take critical steps on the journey to making a sale, how they sort of jump from swim lane to swim lane. One of the most exciting part of my job, what I love doing now, because we've been going for a couple of years and we have scales of hundreds of thousands of users. Sometimes if you go onto a CRM, onto your backend, and you can just watch in real time all these people engaging and transacting and communicating with others, it is incredible. It's like watching like a beehive where this thing's taken on almost like a life of its own, and it's so incredible to watch users engaging, hopping between the different deal stages. Okay, they've gone here, now they're engaging, what's the next step? And as you watch this and you kind of see the data play out in real time, you start realizing what the limiting factors are. So at this deal stage, you say there's a big drop off there, and you realize, okay, this is a UI issue, or this is if we had more emailers at this point, or if we had display things differently, or if you offer let's say a price incentive, maybe at that point then you offer a discount, whatever it is. But as you watch it, like real human beings, engaging on something you built, it is just really, really cool. And it's exactly that, talking about real human beings, which is why I think coming back to why support and customer service is, I would say, one of the coolest parts of the business, because that's what comes down to in the day is, the human beings, the people of it. And every time you engage with a human being, hearing their story, you're understanding why they're using your platform, why they come to, knock on your door metaphorically and say, hey, I want to use your product. It's all about people at the end of the day. This is why we're doing this, this is why we're building this, so that in whatever way that your work can affect the lives positively of people, it's just incredible, and you get to chat to people and understand what this means to them. It's remarkably rewarding. I mean, of course, you can have cases where someone just wants to scream at you on the phone for like 20 minutes. You just have to sit there being like, I'm sorry, you know, like, and eventually try and fix the issue, even if it wasn't your fault. It's just the nature of these things. But by and large, I think if you're doing good work, if you're creating genuine value for your users, and they give you that feedback of what it meant to them, it is just the coolest thing ever.